We've got a lot to do in 6 hours. Let's crack on. We've managed to park up right by the beach. Check out that boat all the way out there. How cool is that? We've got the sink. We are looking at getting a new tap, but we've got a pressure problem. You guys picked it up in the comments, which is why I love you. That should be a lot more pressure than what it actually is. So we're going to basically, we've got an idea on what could be wrong with that, and chances are it's going to lead to a new tap, so we're going to have to play around with that. Basically, we got that really cheap on Facebook Marketplace, and the lady that sold it to us said the hot water's not got a lot of pressure. So I'm wondering whether I've connected to the hot water supply on that and it's just pushing through out of the hot water tap. I'm not too sure. I painted the tap black so I can't see where the red and the blue dots are. So the plan is to basically get the side panel off and swap the hoses from one hose to the other hose, because that's a mixer tap, and just see if the pressure increases. If it does, then we know we're going to need a new tap, or we're going to have to fiddle around with the tap to see if there's a blockage in there, or do something with it. We're getting a water heater in a few weeks, so I kind of, if the hot water system on that is knackered, then I want to get a new tap to be able to be ready for when the new hot water tank comes. My diesel heater's stopped working. Had a little play with that, and it just looks like it's an electrical thing because there's no power going to it, so I've got to check the fuses and go through that. But with weather as good as this, and there's 2 paddle boarders out there, I'm kind of sat here thinking, am I actually going to get any work done, or am I going to go for a paddle board? Let's clear up first. Let me show you how I get rid of this bed. So we've took the bed sheets off, and all the bedding is just up there. We've got these 2 pieces just here, which are just foam inserts from my old campervan, my old little micro campervan. And then we've got down there, that's the table. You can see the clips just there. They clip onto that with a table leg. That just comes up and just fastens to the back door. Underneath this seat just here, we get the cushion up, and then we just lift that up just like that. We put that up there somewhere. These go in there along with Jacob's bedding, nice and easy. Leave a load of air space for the Victron so it doesn't get too hot. There's a couple of cushions. We have to get these big cushions so that it hides the big hole in the wall just there, so that when it's on camera nobody finds it, and nobody has found it yet. Boof, done. We've got his PE bag and some clothes because I did the laundrette yesterday. I have to put that away soon. Now I've got to do the washing up and put the toilet away. I've dug out my towel and my swim shorts, so I'm definitely going for a dip in a bit. I've got the toolbox out ready to get this panel off, but every time I need to get something out of the back, I just end up with loads of bits. I only just cleaned this and I've got more stuff there, but electric drill, a few screws to get this off. Let's see how it goes. See, first things first, I better fill up the coffee machine before I turn the pump off and start working on the water system. There's the max line, and drop that straight back into the coffee machine, and I can have coffees all day now. Turn the pump off, move the tap over, and drain what's water's left in the pipe work on the tap. It's quite a bit actually. And this is the last screw. And just simple like that. Undo the wires for the plug, and look at that. We've just got to swap those 2 cables over. In theory, that should be it. Just swap those 2 around and see if it's any better. Once they're swapped, actually while they're actually open, the way I've done it is I've got water going in one, but because I've not got a hot supply, I've just capped that, because if I turn the mixer tap to the other way, water will end up going up there and then back down there and leaking. So I've just got to put this cap on this side, put this push fits fitting on this side, and just have a nosy and see what could be wrong. One thing I initially noticed is it was connected to this, and we've got these grids, and it does look a bit gammy inside that grid. This side's got it as well, but this side's a lot cleaner, so maybe I just clean that out. So let's try a little theory. We've plugged in the switch just back there. I guess it's just a case of turn the switch on, watch out for any leaks, which I can't see any, and then just turn the tap on. Now I'm thinking it goes that way with the hot. Oh, why is that not working? Fixed it. So that's off, that's on. See, it's still not a great pressure, and while it's running you can hear the pump underneath there just going on and then off, then on. So could it be the pump that's playing up? I'm going to try this first. I've just got the metal grid out of the hose to see if that just, it's a bit of a restriction. We'll try that. It's definitely more powerful when the pump's actually running, but the pump's not running all the time. So with that all back on, everything's sorted, we've located the pump. Now we're going to try and figure it out. So the water filter is full, the pump is there, the accumulator is there, that's pumped up to 30 psi, so that's a big one, like, and we'll just see what happens. Turn the tap on and come down here, have a look. There you go, pump's off, pump's back on, off. But one thing I have just noticed, yesterday I had no electrics on the diesel heater, and today I have. So what could be wrong with the pump. It's pressure regulated, so when the pressure drops, the pump kicks in until the pressure builds back up again when the tap's turned off. Could it be that? Could it be the fact that it's not registering the pressure going through it? There's not enough pressure going through it. I've got an idea. Oh, and it's not a good idea. So if that is the case, the pickup pipe inside the tank of water is angled like that, and it's pointing down, and it's just above the surface. Maybe that's not sucking up enough water. But if that's the case, then surely the water filter should empty before filling back up after... I don't know. Back down here, we've got the panel back off again. We've come up to the conclusion that the actual water pump keeps shutting itself off because there's too much pressure in the water pump. So I'm sat there thinking, the pipe's going up into the tap. These ones, now they go into little brass fittings there, and then they're a tiny thin copper pipe that go right the way up into the tap to about here. Are they restricting the flow and causing the pump to stay overly pressurized and not register that there's enough water coming out of the system? The only way to check that, let's find out. I've got the switch just there. Look at the pressure that's coming out of there. That's insane. And it's working. At least we've got that figured out now then. It was literally just the pipes going into the tap are too small, too narrow, restricting the flow. But while we're under here, we've got the remote control for the diesel heater. We're going to do that, press on, and it's gone off. Let's try the manual, push the button. See, that's not working either. Let's try and sort this problem. The fuses were fine, but there was a tiny little loose connection heading to the fuse box, but now it's working. So I'm just going to head around there and zip up the loose connection. You tend to find you get a lot of loose connections happen over time when you're in a van, just solely because you're moving around all the time. Pump's working nicely, fuel filter's working nicely. I'm going to cycle a little bit of fuel through it just to sort of keep everything lubricated. That all sorted. I've got my swim shorts on. I've got the paddle board out there, so I might take a walk down to the beach and go for a little paddle. It's only going to be my second time paddle boarding, so I'm probably going to fall off a lot. Here's one for you. With my paddle board came this, a waterproof phone holder thing. Now, I've heard it's not the best one. It's called Fun Water, and it's just clip it together, then you've got these clips to lock it in place. Can you guys recommend a decent one that I can have a bit of confidence in? Because there's like no seal or anything in this. It's just like it holds it together, and apparently that works. I don't know. If you can think of one, drop it in the comments for me. There's a fun story with this paddleboard. If you didn't know about it, like I don't know how to use the internet. I've told this story before, but for those who haven't been around that long, I clicked add to basket because I thought on Amazon, if I can add like 3 or 4 to my basket, and then I've got them sort of shortlisted out, I can go through them, see which one's the best. I clicked add to basket, or what I thought was add to basket. I kind of now think it was just buy it now button. I don't know, because I got an order confirmation. 2 days later, it came through the post. I was like, oh. So I did order one. This will be my first time in the sea though. And boy, wasn't that a steep learning curve. The sea is totally different to the lakes that I've been in before. Granted, they were big Lake Coniston, but this was nice just to be out there and be amongst everything. It was nice and calm. The waves were there. You could feel the difference going up and down. It was just a really good experience. While everything's drying, I think it's time for the coffee. Now, you can't say this isn't a good life. I'm sat here with the gonk, just sat there looking at us, looking out at sea with a coffee. The only problem I've got is I'm a little bit fat. I need to work on that. Look at my chin. Some point today, I'm going to have to try and get this grubby stuff off the window. It's just from the sticky tape from when I fitted the windows. As I fitted the windows, I put the sticky tape up there to hold it, and I just can't get it off. But I've got some cellulose thinner there, so that should be able to do it. We'll crack on with that maybe later. It's just one of the little jobs that I've got to do that are niggling at me. I thought, you know what? I've got a caffeine rush. I'm hyped up on coffee. Let's go for a little walk along the seafront and just see what we see. We've got a little bit of time before we have to go pick up Jacob, so I've just Googled it, and there's a B&Q not far away. Let's go look at the taps. When you come to B&Q and you park next to somebody's campervan who looks a hell of a lot nicer than yours. See? Look at that one over there. It just looks beautiful. Granted, it's a Sprinter, but it still looks beautiful. This one's getting a wrap soon. I don't know whether it's going to get a wrap or whether it's going to get half coloured. You know, like the bottom half a colour. That one looks really, really nice. So maybe something similar? I don't know. What do you think? Do I go for a wrap or something just half coloured like the old T5s? This is going to be expensive. It's unlike me. Normally when I go to B&Q, I go all the way around and I'm trying to find all the little gadgets, the little toys. Today was different. We went straight to the taps. Time is of the essence. We wanted to have a look, and that's the only thing we wanted to have a look at. We were looking for something that's black, that's got the extendable hose on the end so that I can just swivel it on the outside and rinse myself off if I need to. And to be fair, there wasn't that much of a choice. There was a few little bits here and there. I don't like the ones that don't pull out and extend. They're a bit crubby. I don't know. I just didn't see one that I fancied. Time to go shopping on Amazon, I think. I did get a hose pipe on a little tiny reel like that, so that'll fit perfectly in the back. Also picked up some connections for it. There's a Home Bargains little shop down there. Managed to pick me stock up on a few painkillers and bits and bobs like that. May as well grab some fuel. Tesco's was only over the road. Why not? I wonder if they've got a tap I can grab a little bit of water. I did use quite a bit while I was fannying about with the actual tap. No, I couldn't see any. Oh well. Picked up little man, soft play and a bit of food, and then I dropped him back off to his ma. And that's that. We went over to Mackey's, we had a great time. There's the van parked up, we're in Milton Keynes. Parked up at a beautiful little spot, and we're basically here for work. If you've not been following me on like social media, other social media platforms, I'm down in Milton Keynes for quite a while. I don't know how long, it was supposed to be 3 weeks. We'll see how long that actually lasts, but it's a nice little spot. I don't like this big city van life stuff. It's like there's a constant noise of main roads, just constant road noise. No matter where you go, no matter what you do in these cities, it's just constant road noise. It's not me. Check it out. It's beautiful, isn't it? But it's not just work. I'm away. It's 2.5 hours closer to my son, and I get the chance to earn a ton of money to be able to put towards something special. What I do find weird though is look at this. It's July, early July, and we've got conkers on the trees already. Not just that, but there's baby swans and baby ducks all kicking around. So the baby duck and baby animal season, that should be near enough finished by now. And the conker season doesn't start for another 2 months. This is global warming for you. Ooh, there's a heron. Awesome. What a beautiful spot. Got to get the last of my steps in for today. One of the things that I'm determined to do while I'm away is lose a ton of weight. That'd be amazing. Holy cow, look at that. Thistles. I haven't seen thistles in ages. There's loads of them around. It's the little things in life, isn't it? Check out this cute little area. That's all it is. It's just a little sort of outpost out onto the lake. Check it out. It's wild cool. You've got a swan over there with the cygnets. There they are. Look how cute they are. Loads of other ducks. We've even got a duck just fast asleep just there. Oh, yes. Starting to feel like I'm back in Scotland with all the midges, though. Ooh, cows. Good morning. Back out building the steps up before work. Remember last night I was telling you about the road noise when you're in the big cities? Just listen. It's night time, finished work. I'm going to go get my head down for a bit. Thanks for tuning into this pretty pointless video. If you're new around here, subscribe. Peace out.